Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another live stream and your daily Chelsea news update. And I tell you what, guys, there's never a dull day. Things move quickly at Chelsea. We had that Dewsbury-Hall news last night. There's been an inquiry. Now, the swap deal with Brighton has collapsed. Dewsbury-Hall waiting for Chelsea. Chelsea have had an offer rejected by Leicester, hasn't met their valuation. Talks are ongoing. Dewsbury-Hall wants the Chelsea move. I suspect it's a matter of time until this deal happens. Players potentially involved, but it'll be another one of those PSR ones where they're involved in the deal, but it will be separate transactions. Datro Fofana and Cesare Casadei are names that have been mentioned. So the Dewsbury-Hall news is gathering steam, is moving along at a vast rate now. We've also got the latest from Carney Chukwuemeka's future, where AC Milan are reportedly, according to Damasio in Italy, AC Milan are closing in on a loan deal with an option to buy, I believe. A loan deal with an option to buy for Chukwuemeka. Apparently, that deal is potentially moving a little bit closer. There's interest from Milan. We know that. So let's wait and see what happens on that front. So we've got Dewsbury-Hall. Obviously, we've got the Dewsbury-Hall news. We've got the Chukwuemeka news. Just general Chelsea chat in general about, does the Dewsbury-Hall signing even make sense? It's not about whether he's a good player or not, because I think we can all agree that he is a good player. But the problem is where is he going to fit in? Is he going to be a starter? Where's he going to play? The fact that he's prepared to leave his boyhood club, he wants to join us. He doesn't really know if he's going to be a regular starter or not. We've got to support the guy and obviously get behind him. But the signing for me doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make any sense. And if it means that we're losing Carney as a result of signing Dewsbury-Hall, then that doesn't sit well with me. That's a mistake in my mind. It just basically, if that does go through, if Chukwuemeka does join AC Milan on loan with the right to buy, then that basically confirms that we literally bought Chukwuemeka for absolutely zero reason whatsoever. But yeah, guys, plenty to dive into. Make sure you're smashing that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new round here. Plenty of news to get into. Just please do run the likes up. Please subscribe to the channel. Sorry, not the challenge. Please subscribe to the channel. Let's say hello to a few people. If we get Dewsbury-Hall, how would he get into the team? Well, he wouldn't get into the team over any of those guys. He'd be a squad option, I think. I don't see him starting personally. But then a Dewsbury-Hall signing would mean that maybe we're committing to Palmer being a right wing option rather than a number 8 option. I don't really know. Finally, this is a depth option. We should be playing a lot of games this season. Yeah, look, I haven't got an issue with Dewsbury-Hall. My issue is that A, it's not a priority, and B, where's he going to play and what's the plan? No one said this summer, oh, do you know what we need? We need another midfield player. I'm going to get into this in a bit more detail. Number 9 issue is what cost us top 4, and we're seemingly just adding Guiu as the competition to Jackson. No, I think there'll be more. We're not going to get a goalkeeper this window. I'd be shocked if we did. Centre-back striker, something that was obvious even last season, but for some reason neglecting this window. Gallagher running his contract down. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. Best to hope Nkunku can stay fit and that Lavia doesn't turn out to be a flop. Then need to rely on 2 years of injuries not ruining Wesley. Yep. You can just look back on so many signings and add up all the fees spent. We could have definitely got better, but with fewer players, quality tops quantity. Yeah, no, I agree on that. So Leggett KDH, he's 26 in 2 months, but are looking at strikers 20 and below. Yeah, there's a lot of things that don't add up at the moment. A lot of things that don't add up. A lot of contradictions going on at the moment in terms of the word that's coming out of Chelsea. It all seems to be, it basically seems to be very contradictory, the stuff coming out. A player who's 80% of the time injured, by the way, but yeah, talented player, keep him. No, but this is what people aren't understanding, right? Is that why are we buying these players if we're just going to give up on them and not believe in our investment? What is the point in signing these guys if we actually don't believe in them? Why is the answer at Chelsea? Why is it never to look at what we've got? Why is it always this thought that what's elsewhere is better? Why is there no thought? We've invested heavily in the likes of your Santoses, your Carneys and whatnot. So why are you then just going to give up on those players and go and sign someone else? Why is it always that externally? Why is it always that somewhere else is better? Why is it never like, actually, do you know what? Let's believe in what we're doing. Let's back what we're doing. And let's work with what we've got and improve on what we've got. Because at the end of the day, what was the point in signing Chukwuemeka if he ends up going, 2 seasons later? What was the point? Absolutely nothing. What else have we got going? On here? I wouldn't say 2 seasons where he failed to break in. The first season, he'd come from being a bit part player at Villa. Second season, started the pre-season really well. And then obviously injuries ruined it. So I don't think he's failed to break in. I just think the circumstances have not helped him. Bro, Casadei is good for you boys. Not a nice 6 months previously. He's a decent-ish player. But yeah, it's obviously not Dewsbury-Hall levels, but yeah, I don't know what the solution is. The Premier League are looking into these PSR transfers. I don't think this is necessarily a PSR transfer. Well, to a degree it is. Obviously, Leicester need PSR help, but I don't think 35 million, if it ends up being that, is inflated value for Dewsbury-Hall. It absolutely isn't. Only one I feel really disappointed with is Fofana. No, fair enough. Do you know what? Fofana's not actually that bad, but I don't know if you boys necessarily need a striker or not. I don't know if you definitely need a striker or not. Prefer Carney to Dewsbury-Hall. Look, I'd rather stick with Carney than sign Dewsbury-Hall because I'm just a believer in actually developing what you've got, working with what you've got rather than constantly adding players to the mix. Yes, big up, brother. Dewsbury-Hall's a good footballer, but this does not improve us. We're all over the place. Carney, like Loftus-Cheek, body struggles with Premier League, but move to Serie A would be great for him. I wouldn't say Dewsbury-Hall was an established player. Yes, he's 25 going on 26, but my point is my point is not that I don't like the player. I think this is not about whether Dewsbury-Hall is a good player or not. This is about Chelsea don't need him. Let's actually get into this, by the way, because it is something that I got strong thoughts on. You cannot compare Carney to Dewsbury-Hall, not even hyped for Dewsbury, but those two players are completely different profiles. No, but they both play that attacking number 8 role. That is what they'd both be as a profile in the squad. They'd both be an advanced number 8 because Chukwuemeka is not going to play wide and he's not going to play the deepest role in midfield. So actually, whilst they might be slightly different players, it is the conversation is the same in terms of they would both be competing for a similar place in the squad. He's also been told he has to leave, unsure how much say he has in it regardless, which is why he was ready to join Brighton or Brentford. Yeah, look, the Brighton deal, to be honest, I think you boys are probably grateful that we've come in because that Brighton deal, Jakob Mola going the other way, that was I know you would have got a bit of money for him, but that is a dreadful, dreadful deal if that Brighton swap had gone through. I think you'd probably get a better deal from us. I'm not really sure. But yeah, guys, there's so much stuff coming in. Let's dive into this Dewsbury-Hall news then, because it's obviously, the main news right now. This is a deal that, let's be real, is most likely going to happen. But I think it's important here to state that. So Chelsea obviously had an offer rejected for Dewsbury-Hall. So Nazar Kinsella reporting that Dewsbury-Hall postponed a planned summer holiday to remain in the UK amid intense transfer activity. As he mentioned in my interview, he had met Leicester manager Steve Cooper before his planned trip away. Chelsea offer believed to be below Leicester's valuation for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall at this stage, but they are still in the race as Brighton exit talks. A swap deal is possible, but moves for Datri Fofana and Amanda Broja are unlikely to accept being part of it. So the likes of kind of Cesare Casadei have also been mentioned. But what I want to talk about here, right, is I like Dewsbury-Hall. I was at the FA Cup game last season when Leicester come to Stamford Bridge and we ended up winning 4-2 in the end. He was the best player on the pitch. He's a very intelligent footballer, 26 GNA last season in the Championship under Maresca. This is a guy that is not a bad footballer. He breaks the lines. He plays nicely between the lines. He's got a goal threat from midfield, which our only goal threat from midfield is really Conor Gallagher. I mean, you could classify Chukwuemeka as a goal threat, but he's not played enough. So really, at the moment, you're looking at a profile in the squad in terms of a midfield player that isn't there. Ultimately, you're talking about a profile of a midfield player that's not there. But my big issue here, right, is that Chelsea have committed. We haven't spent it yet, but Chelsea have committed more than £300 million in transfer fees on midfielders of various different profiles over the last 2 years. And we've also, for the time being, got a homegrown England international on the books as well. So the notion that Dewsbury-Hall's needed invites serious questions, in my view. Why is Dewsbury-Hall needed? Right now, we've got Conor Gallagher still, Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo. You've got Romeo Lavia. You've got Andre Santos. You've got Leslie Ugochukwu. You've got Cesare Casadei. 7 midfielders, right, already on the books. So, and that have all different profiles. A lot of money's been spent on these players. What does that say? Oh, and you suppose you could chuck Chukwuemeka in there as well. What does that say about that recruitment and those signings that we've made, that the feeling within the club is Dewsbury-Hall's needed, even though we've signed about 6 or 7 midfield players over the last 2 years? What does that say about their thoughts on the midfield players that they've signed? It literally makes no sense. Dewsbury-Hall in isolation is a good player, but please tell me, on what planet do Chelsea need Dewsbury-Hall? The only reason that signing Dewsbury-Hall would make any kind of sense is if Conor Gallagher does end up leaving, right? Okay, you could understand it there. You know, Dewsbury-Hall would come into the midfield and take Gallagher's space in the squad. My issue here is why would you not promote from within? Why would you not look at it and think, right, okay, let's give a Santos a chance. Let's give a Chukwuemeka a chance. Let's give someone else an opportunity. Why is it we've always got to keep adding more players? This is my issue here. This is absolutely my issue. Why do we feel the need to keep adding more players when, you know, they talk about they trust the recruitment they're doing and whatnot, and yet we are not believing in the players we're buying, and we're constantly adding more players, thinking that, oh yeah, you know, this is the answer, rather than trying to work with what we've got. Why is the answer always to externally go and look elsewhere? I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. It's a deal that does not make sense in my view. I don't know what the money's going to be. I don't know what the money's going to be. So yeah, I'm not sure. But this deal's going to happen. This Dewsbury-Hall deal. We know that. We know the Dewsbury-Hall deal is going to happen. So it's about thinking, where does he fit in? Has he signed to play? Obviously he's signed to play, but there must be some sort of guarantee to a certain degree of him playing. There must be some sort of guarantee. So I really don't know. But obviously now that Brighton are out of the mix, you know, it is literally he either joins us or he remains at Leicester. That's the reality of the situation here. In terms of players involved, I haven't got any issue with the likes of a Datro Fofana or a Casadei being involved in the deal. It just sort of makes you think, well, what on earth was the point in signing Casadei? There was no point in signing Casadei. You know, people talk about, you know, Leicester did have an interest in Andre Santos, but, you know, Steve Cooper was manager at Forest when Santos went on loan there and wasn't used at all. I suspect that'll be the same issue again. So I wouldn't bank on Santos going there. I think there's very strong chance for Cesare Casadei, and that would be the most likely one in my view. Almost a like-for-like replacement, not in terms of profile, but a like-for-like replacement in terms of, you know, he is a midfielder at the end of the day. That would be my thinking on that matter. What else have we got going on? Yeah, look, it's just confusing, guys, at the end of the day. That's the biggest one for me. It's just really, really confusing, and nothing's making sense. Nothing's making sense as well, right? Because how have we found ourselves in a situation, right, where how have we found ourselves in a situation, guys, where we've gone from what is it? Well, we've gone from ignoring almost, every single one of Pochettino's transfer requests to now allow Maresca to make what is a needless signing from his old club. How have we ended up in that situation? In terms of Poch was allowed no say in transfers, okay. But suddenly Maresca comes in and we're changing our tune. Yes, Chelsea may well have had Dewsbury-Hall on their radar before the Maresca appointment. But let's make no mistake about it. The Maresca appointment has fully accelerated this interest in Dewsbury-Hall, and they will be signing this player for Maresca. He's obviously had a say in this deal. So why have the goalposts now changed on that one? What are we talking about here? We're briefing that a manager's going to have no say in transfers, and then one of the very first deals that's going to be done under the new manager is him having a major say in a transfer. Like what's going on here? What are we doing? What are we playing at right now? I'm just really confused. Really, really confused. But and again as well, by the way, right? So there's that, and then we're looking at what we're looking at here, right? We're looking at in terms of the big losses of the Dewsbury-Hall bid are going to end up being your Gallaghers and your Chukwuemekas. Right now, and people might disagree, but right now Gallagher is a better player than Dewsbury-Hall, and he's going to be sent out the door. Chukwuemeka has got unbelievable potential. He's possibly going to be moved out the door to make room for these guys. Is it worth sacrificing your Gallaghers and your Chukwuemekas essentially for Dewsbury-Hall? Let me ask you that, guys. Let me ask you that in the chat. Is it worth sacrificing Gallagher and Chukwuemeka potentially to make room for Dewsbury-Hall? Is Dewsbury-Hall that much better than Conor Gallagher and Chukwuemeka that signing him is worth getting rid of those two? Can anyone answer me? Because right now, I cannot see how signing Dewsbury-Hall and losing Gallagher and Chukwuemeka potentially is a deal that makes any sense whatsoever. It absolutely isn't. And this is the reality that we're facing right now on this Dewsbury-Hall deal, is that we're going to lose. We're going to lose Gallagher and we're going to lose Chukwuemeka probably. And look, next season, we absolutely 100% have to make the top four. And as much as I want Maresca to do well, I'm going to back him and whatnot. We've decided to accomplish this by hiring a coach who's never coached at this level. And now we're buying championship players. Now, I think for what it's worth, Dewsbury-Hall is obviously a Premier League player. And the championship, it gets, people look down. There's a really weird stigma around championship talent, which I don't understand. But if that's the answer to coming to finishing in the top four in a season, we absolutely must finish in the top four. If your answer to that is, we're going to get an inexperienced manager and we're going to sign championship players as the answer to doing that, then we're more fucked than I think any of us actually thought we were in the first place. Yes, hello, mate. Another shop at Leicester. Well, yeah, it looks like it, mate. It looks like it. Another bit of Midland shopping, another hijacking another Brighton deal. But to be fair, I think we'll give you a better deal than Brighton are going to give you. I don't know how good that Jakub Moder is, but I think he's significantly worse than Dewsbury-Hall. So we're probably giving you a better deal. What else is coming in, guys? What else is so much coming in, guys? If you want to guarantee your comment gets read out, please do use the super chat function. Otherwise, I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. Did Chukwuemeka fully recover from the injury? Because I heard he has to adapt his game to compensate for his less mobility. No, I think there was. I seem to remember there was some talks about maybe he had to slightly adjust his running style post injury. But no, I don't think he's had to change the way he plays or anything. Someone risked his marriage to spend time. Yeah, no, brother, I hear you. I hear you. Chukwuemeka is injury prone, and Dewsbury is far. Dewsbury-Hall's more technical than Gallagher, sure, but can we say that Dewsbury-Hall is a actually significant upgrade on Conor Gallagher? I don't necessarily think he is. I like Dewsbury-Hall. I think he's a good player. I haven't got an issue with Dewsbury-Hall in himself in terms of identifying that sort of player, but we don't need Dewsbury-Hall. We just don't need it. So, on what level is this move making any sense? Because I am struggling to understand how a move for Dewsbury-Hall makes any sense whatsoever. It literally doesn't. It makes no sense, guys. So what are we doing here? Also, by the way, guys, 114 in the building. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Please do smash that like button. Please keep subscribing to the channel as well. We're only on 39 likes. There's 114 in the building. We should be getting this up towards 100 likes. So please smash the like button, guys. It's free and it takes seconds to do. What else is coming in? How can you argue that we need to 100% make top four and then complain when we give the coach a player? No, it's not. We have to make top four, but the answer to reaching top four is not to appoint a rookie manager and then just give him players from his former club. You know, why are we not backing what we've done in terms of why are we not trying to back our investments? Why are we not, you know, we spent a lot of money on midfield players, right? We've committed to spending more than 300 million pounds. We've committed to spend more than 300 million pounds on midfield players in the last 2 years, all of different profiles, right? And now the answer is, oh, we need another midfield player. What does that say about the business we've done with those previous midfield players? I don't get it. I absolutely don't get it. It makes no sense at all. It really doesn't. And it almost feels like, you know, that every day we're trying to sign players, you know, and it's almost like we're trying to justify all the different scouts or the sporting directors instead of selling a number of catastrophic first team players and whatnot. We need to be moving on. We need to be moving players on. But it's weird, isn't it, right? That if you're telling me that Maresca is given a more talented squad than he had at Leicester, but he feels that he needs Dewsbury-Hall to make the system work, what does that say about him? What does that say about him? You know, if he feels that with a more talented squad, he still needs to make his system work, he still needs Dewsbury-Hall. So what's that saying about Maresca at this point in time? Not the first time we've been incredibly linked with Datro Fofana, which is something worth noting. Yeah, to be honest, man, I've not seen links with Datro Fofana and Leicester before, but yeah, it's certainly a name that is a possibility that we would get rid of, for sure. I agree that, you know, he's a goal threat from midfield. He's creative from midfield. And that is a profile that we don't have in the squad. Yes, Gallagher, I think, got 15 or 16 GNA in the Premier League last season. And that would be, he's the most attack-minded midfielder in the squad right now, Gallagher. And in terms of output, I think Dewsbury-Hall is certainly better than him. I would agree on that front. He's technically better, but, you know, he's not going to give you that energy. He's not going to give you that work rate either. So, you know, it depends what you're looking for from the team. But you have to presume, right, that is there really room? Let's say that Gallagher ends up staying, right? Is there room for Dewsbury-Hall, Gallagher, Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia? Could you go with those as your 5 midfielders for potentially what might be a 65, 70 game season with the newly revamped Club World Cup at the end of the summer? Is that what we're saying here? Is there a possibility that, you know, maybe that's what we're looking to do? Could you go with 5 midfielders? I mean, does that mean that we're going to be in a situation where actually Cole Palmer is going to now be used as a right winger, but Maresca likes touchline wingers in his system? Cole Palmer is not a touchline winger. Yes, he can play on the right-hand side, but he's not someone that's direct, you know, holds the width, will be one-on-one like a Madueke, for example. So I'm confused as to what's going on right now. I haven't got an issue with Dewsbury-Hall. As I said, I like him. I haven't got any problem with the players being named, being involved in a potential deal. Your Casadets or your Dacia Fofanas or Broja if it were to happen. I've got no problem at all with any of those players being involved. My issue is, as I've said, why do we always look from outside? Why do we never look from within? Why can't we give ourselves a what do you call it? Why can't we give ourselves a why can't we give ourselves why can't we back Chukwuemeka? Why can't we back what we're doing? It's really strange because you look at Chelsea's interest in Dewsbury-Hall, right? And we've been crying out for a striker for 2 years now, and yet that does not seem to be a priority. Why are we doing that? Do you know what it's like, right? It's almost like when you go to a shop, right? And you've got a specific aim in mind of what you need to buy. It's like I'm going to the shop and I need to buy some milk. And then this is what Chelsea are like in the market. Right, we need a striker. I need some milk. Go to the shop, have a little look round and just get a pile of stuff that I don't actually need and leave without what I came for in the first place. This is what we're doing here. It's scattergun. We don't need him. And it just screams chaos and confusion. And no one's really got a fucking clue what they are doing is what I would be looking at here. What else is being said? I would agree with you if they were selling Caicedo or Enzo to get you. Gallagher's already gone, as I keep saying. Carney's been injury prone and is new to the system like everyone else. My point is that why are we not believing in our investments? That's my point that I'm making. We need to believe in our investments, and the evidence suggests that we are not believing in the players that we are signing. If we believed in them, why are we constantly looking elsewhere all the time? We should focus more on the striker this time. We don't need a midfielder. Yep. Gallagher knows what it takes to play for Chelsea. Can't buy or replace that. I absolutely agree. There's so much coming in. Leicester ITK says we're looking at Gilchrist on loan. Yeah, potentially. I mean, Gilchrist has been linked with Cesc Fabregas's Como. Obviously, Preston are interested in the Championship. Gilchrist going on loan to Leicester, I'd be for that. I'd absolutely be for that. No, my argument is we don't need him. That's my point. We don't need him. If the only way it makes sense, right, is if Gallagher leaves. But there's no guarantee that Conor Gallagher will leave. Sure, this might force him closer to the exit door potentially, but the ball's in Gallagher's court. If he really wants to leave on a free, he will leave on a free. So, the people think that Gallagher's dead set to leave. I don't think he's dead set to leave. Yes, this, makes it clear that maybe pushes him further towards the exit door. But for me personally, Dewsbury-Hall, good player, really like him. We don't need him. He's not a priority. And it requires, the only way it would make any sense is if, we got rid of Gallagher. But even then, why would you not be promoting a Chukwuemeka more? Why would you not be giving those minutes to an Andre Santos, for example? Bro, Nkunku's not the 9. All the reports from Fabrizio, from Ornstein, etc., Chelsea are going to sign 2 attacking players. And even though Mark Guy, who's come in from Barcelona, we are still looking for another striker and we are looking for a wide player. Nkunku could be a number 9 profile in the squad, yes, but it's going to be 2 9s, Jackson plus someone else, and then Nkunku will be that third choice. What else have we got going on here? I'm not mad at it. I think he's a good squad player to replace Gallagher. Yeah, look, I'm not against the player. It just doesn't make sense. If Gallagher leaves, fine. But at the moment, that's not a guarantee. And this is not a priority position. That's another important thing to remember. This is not a priority position. That's my problem, is we're not looking at our priorities. So we need to wait and see on this one. We really do. But this Dewsbury-Hall deal will happen. It will happen before the end of the month. So let's see on that one. Let's see on that one. But look, I like Dewsbury-Hall, but Chelsea are just chaotic, aren't they? We're just absolutely chaotic right now. No, but no one said at the end of the season, right? After the final game of the season, no Chelsea fan was saying this summer we need a midfield player. That's exactly what we need is another midfield player. We don't need another midfield player. We don't need another midfield player. No one was saying that we need another midfield player. But you don't need 6 midfielders though, because you've got Lavia, Enzo, Caicedo. Okay. You've then got Andre Santos, who should be given a chance. That's 4. You've then got Cole Palmer, who could play in that attacking number 8 role. Nkunku could even play in that attacking 8 role. Okay, that's 5 or 6 there already. Plus Conor Gallagher if he ends up staying. So my point here is we don't need him. You know, you've got 6 players there already if you're playing a 4-3-3. You don't need 6 central midfield players because Cole Palmer has got the intelligence, the players that are attacking number 8, like a Dewsbury-Hall. You've already got Chukwuemeka on the books that can do that role. So this idea that people think Dewsbury-Hall is needed is flawed in my opinion. It really is. What's the news on Archie Gray? Interest from Chelsea and Archie Gray, but they're not believed to be acting on that interest. Leeds are thought to want around 50 million quid for him. He's another really good player. Really, really good player. I obviously different ages, 18, I think. He's a really, really exciting talent as well, by the way. A really exciting talent. So, yeah, look, Chelsea interested in him. I don't see that happening. It'll be Dewsbury-Hall, and then we'll, and then obviously, yeah, we'll hopefully look to address elsewhere. What else is coming in here? I just don't trust this squad to remain fit next season. We need KDH, Carney, just like. But this is the thing, right? What happens if I get it, but what happens if people do stay fit next season? Then what are we saying? If people stay fit next season, what are we saying, guys? Because then we're fucked and we've got a problem. That's the reality here. Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Santos, Casadei, Ugachukwu, Gallagher. Yeah, those are all the midfield players right now on the books. Look, we can call it like it is. Let's say that Gallagher maybe ends up going, right? Ugachukwu is going to go out on loan. Then you've got Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, and Santos. Do you need a Dewsbury-Hall in there? And you've got Chukwuemeka as well. Do you need a Dewsbury-Hall in there? You don't. This is my point. We don't need Dewsbury-Hall. Am I going to cry about Dewsbury-Hall coming? No, I'm not, because he's a good player. I just don't understand. I just don't understand the thought process behind it. Maybe it's me that's the idiot, and maybe it's me that can't see it. But I'm struggling to understand the thought process behind it. That's all. No, we're not going to play Enzo and Caicedo in the Conference League the entire time. The likes of Lavia will play in that. You would use an Andre Santos in there. You could even use a Cesare Casadei in the fucking Conference League. You could use me in the Conference League, for fuck's sake, in the group stage when you're playing a load of Eastern European farmers. So, do you know what I mean? I mean, look, Gallagher, it's up to him, by the way. Casadei, I think he's gone. Ugachukwu will go on loan, I'm sure. He's going to the Olympics. He's clearly not really part of the plans. But then this goes back to my point. What was the point in signing Casadei? What was the point in signing Ugachukwu? What was the point in signing Chukwuemeka if we're not going to give these guys a chance and we're just going to bin them off, at the first time of asking? That's my issue with it. But yeah, look, Dewsbury-Hall is obviously, it's good that he knows Maresca. Yes, he'll help this system. I'm not a massive fan of the move overall. I think it's got a lot of questions about the bottleneck in the long term in this position. I guess short term, maybe it does help short term, but in the long term, you've then got Kendry Paez coming in, who plays sort of in a number 8 position in a 4-3-3. So this is my point here: is that we're just accruing players, and there's just going to be a massive bottleneck. Come the start of over the next sort of 18 to 24 months, we're going to have a problem here. Mate, Cassidy is not better than Dewsbury-Hall, by the way. Cassidy absolutely isn't better than Dewsbury-Hall. Let's not go there. But yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's a real weird one. What I don't understand is there's a feeling that, for me personally, it feels like the sporting directors are acting like they're recruiting for a smaller club. It's like they're recruiting for a club that's got limited resources, less pull, and an admission that they don't really sit amongst the top clubs. And the problem with that is that Chelsea are not in that bracket of club. We're talking about a football club that was purchased for more than £2 billion. One of the most successful institutions there's been since the turn of the century. And why are we being run like we are a small club? Like we've got limited resources. I don't get that. Bro, Dewsbury-Hall's good. Dewsbury-Hall is good. No one's denying that. My issue is, where does he fit in, and does the move really make any sense? And the answer to both those questions, unfortunately, is no. But if he ends up signing, which I think is most likely now, then I will obviously support it and get behind it. I've got no issue with Dewsbury-Hall whatsoever. And the fact he's prepared to leave his boyhood club to come to the chaos that is us, that says something. So yeah, Dewsbury-Hall, let's wait and see what happens. I suspect we'll get more news on this over the weekend. Maybe tonight there might be another one that goes in. Yeah, it would be an amazing window. Who said it would be an amazing window for Fulham? Yeah, let's look at it. Adebayo on a free, a €6 million release clause on Mark Guihu, maybe a Dewsbury-Hall at the moment, and Amari Kellyman also coming in. That's 4 signings there. If you said that Fulham had signed Dewsbury-Hall, Kellyman, Mark Guihu, and Tosin Adebayo as their 4 signings, I'd say, yeah, that's a decent window for Fulham. I get it that times have changed at Chelsea and we're doing a different thing right now, but I can't help but feel we are being run like a small club with limited resources. That is how we seem to be shopping in the transfer market right now. I'm not calling for us to be splashing hundreds of millions of pounds on players. We need to do smart business. I think you're going to see less of those big money deals from Chelsea. I'm not saying they won't do them, because they will do them. But we're going to be seeing a lot more sort of 30, 40, 50 million pound pieces of business in that sort of bracket, because that's the route that the club decide to go down. But what's really important out of everything, is that we sign players that suit the system. That's the most important thing for me. Get players in that suit the system. I'd rather sacrifice a bit of talent with a player, get someone who's not quite as good, but if they fit the system better, then that's the most important thing for me. The most important thing for me. So yeah, we're going to see what we do. The business right now looks like we're doing smart business, or we're looking like we're doing. We're not going to be doing a madness in the market. Tosin Adebayo on a free. Absolutely. I don't mind that at all. Opportunity in the market, Premier League experience, leadership qualities, adds another body in the defence. Fine. You've then looking at Mark Guihu, 18-year-old striker, €6 million release clause. Then that's fine. No issue with that, because that is an opportunity in the market. €6 million is win-win. If he does really well, then you've got a player so cheap. If he doesn't do that well, then you're going to flip him for a profit. He's not going to be sold for less than 6 million. So that one's win-win. Amari Kellyman, it was a PSR transfer. Got absolutely no idea what he's going to be like. And then you're looking at maybe you're looking at a Dewsbury-Hall for example. So let's wait and see on that front. But look, I don't think the business has been smart business. Maybe it's not been the most exciting. But yeah, I think you're going to see Chelsea looking to do smart business and a lot more opportunistic business in this window, rather than the big spending that we have become accustomed to. So yeah, that's where we are right now. If that's where we are right now in terms of Dewsbury-Hall. There's been a bid rejected. Talks are ongoing. And now we are just waiting for the outcome of those talks. This move will happen. What players are going to be involved, I don't know. I suspect Cesare Casadei is almost as certain to be involved. Other than that, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure that over the weekend, this Dewsbury-Hall deal will be done, in my view. The Dewsbury-Hall deal over the weekend will be done. Ben Jacobs reporting that Chelsea had not met Leicester's £35 million valuation of Dewsbury-Hall yet. He's keen on the move. Leicester are also interested in Casadei. So I think, that's definitely going to be one player that goes the other way. Maybe there's more than one player that goes the other way. We will wait and see on that front. Let's talk about the next news then. And that is on Carney Chukwuemeka, because this is causing a bit of a stir. Excuse me. This is causing a bit of a stir because a lot of people are fans of Chukwuemeka, and rightly so. He's a talented boy. He's had his fitness issues. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. He's absolutely had his fitness issues. Guys, keep smashing that like button, by the way. We're on 66 likes. Let's get this up to 100 likes. That should be light work right now. Need another 34 likes, 121 in the building. Please keep smashing that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new round here as well. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's try and get this to another 4 more subscribers to get us to 10,270. That would be greatly appreciated, guys. So smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well. Become part of the channel. Become part of the community. Join me on the journey. Smash those likes. Let's get it to 100, guys. Chukwuemeka from Damasio. We had last night from Damasio that AC Milan were interested in Chukwuemeka. Now, AC Milan are apparently negotiating with Chelsea for Chukwuemeka. Milan aims to close the deal with an option to buy. So not an obligation, an option. Let's see what this article from Damasio is saying. I'd be really disappointed by this, by the way, because Chukwuemeka is a really talented boy. We spent 20 million quid on him 2 seasons ago. He's not played very much because he's been injured. And now the answer is to maybe let him go. I'm so confused by it. He shouldn't be going anywhere. Chukwuemeka, under no circumstances, should be being sold this summer. Let's see what Damasio is saying. Carney Chukwuemeka is a target for Milan, and there was an area negotiating with Chelsea for the midfielder. Milan continues to work for Chukwuemeka. Contacts between the two clubs are continuing. The Milan club aims to close the loan deal with a right to buy. The Chelsea bought him from Villa a couple of years ago. Yes, that's basically it. Milan are negotiating with Chelsea for a loan deal with an option to buy for Chukwuemeka. This would be a big mistake in my book. A big mistake. Because there's so much ability there. And it just seems like we're prepared to pass up on it. And for what reason? For what reason? What reason are we? Are we? What reason have we signed him from? For? Well, why do we sign him if we're not going to back him and we're not going to give him a chance? What was the point in buying him? So it makes no sense. Look, for Chukwuemeka personally, I agree it would be a good move. I think he'd do well at AC Milan. But what what would be the point? Is my thing here? What's the point in loaning Chukwuemeka out? What? So we loan him out for a season to Milan. Let's say they don't take up the option to buy. Then what happens? What, he just comes back and we're going to send him out on loan again and he just becomes lost in the loan system? You know, this is my point, is why is he not being given a chance, right? I get it, he's been injured. I get it, you know, we're going to be playing a lot of games next season. But my point is that Chukwuemeka should be given a chance. If Gallagher leaves, right, why can you not have Dewsbury-Hall and Chukwuemeka as your two number 8 options? Why, or even that, why do you even need Dewsbury? Why can't you have Chukwuemeka and Cole Palmer as those left-sided number 8 options? And then what? And then you go and sign another player for the right-hand side to compete with Madueke. It doesn't exist. Yes, big up, brother. Yeah, mate, it's a weird one, isn't it, bro? It's a weird one. Like, you just look back at all the deals that we've done over the last 2 years, and so many of them just look like completely pointless right now. They just look like a complete joke. I mean, Chukwu, for example, what was the point in that right now? Maybe this might come round and it might work out all right. But right now, I'm struggling to see what was the point in Chukwu. What was the point in Cesare Casadei? I'm not quite there with Andre Santos yet. What was the point? But it could quite easily come to that. I don't know what we've got planned for him. But you're looking at a number of these transfers now, and you're thinking, what has been the point in a number of these transfers? I'm really confused. Really confused. It's not making sense. But look, bro, let's hope he ends up staying, because there's a real good player in there. And the annoying thing is he would suit Maresca's footballer. He would suit Maresca's football really well. He'd suit the system well. So yeah, it's frustrating. It really is frustrating. Carney looks like he could build a great partnership with Palmer when they play together. Yeah, look, the potential's there. The only downside is his fitness. The only downside is his fitness. But I believe that, you know, he's got it in him to get past these injuries, to stay fit and whatnot. But yeah, if Dewsbury-Hall means that we end up losing Carney, I'm not about that. I'm not about that at all. That is not a deal that I can. That's not a deal that I can get behind. It just isn't. I'm sorry. It's just that is just not a deal that I can get behind personally. That's the reality here. I cannot get behind a deal like that. So yeah, frustrating. Really, really frustrating. If Chukwuemeka does end up going, it'll be a good move for him, by the way. A good move for him. Go and play with Loftus-Cheek in midfield. Go and play with Reinders. Serie A, I think, would suit him. But that's kind of beside the point at the moment. That is absolutely beside the point right now. Guys, still haven't quite reached 100 likes yet. Please keep smashing that like button. 120 in the building. Only 71 likes. Guys, what are we playing at here? This needs to be up to 100 likes ASAP. Should be light work. Should be light work. Simple as that. Yeah, bro, I'm with you. And this is what people don't realize either, right? You can still support the club and be a fan of the club, but it's okay to criticize things. It's okay to call things out when you don't agree with them or you think they don't make sense or whatever. That doesn't make you any less of a fan. This is what people don't realize, is that people think criticism means that you're not supporting a team. Like, as a fan, I support the team unconditionally. But if I see shit that needs calling out, I will call it out. Doesn't mean I don't support the team or the club any less. It just means I don't agree with the direction we're going in. And right now, a lot of the transfer business we're doing, particularly this summer, is not making sense, bro. It's not making sense. You know, 6 or 7 midfield players have been signed over the last 2 years, all various different profiles, all various different fees. And a new manager comes in, and the answer and the priority suddenly is, oh, we need to go and sign another midfielder. Not one single Chelsea fan would have told you at the end of the season that another midfield player needs to be signed this summer. Not one single one. So why are we targeting a midfield player? That's my problem. Bro, we got rejected by Olise. Like, people couldn't believe the PR spin that the club put out that the finances were beyond their reach. We got rejected. And I don't blame him. You know, Bayern Munich, Champions League football. You know, we were negotiating from weeks, months on that deal. This was a deal that was over a year in the making, if you continue it from last summer. And we fucked it up. And then we pretended that we pulled out for financial reasons, which is just bollocks. We didn't. We got pied. Olise binned us. Olise binned us. That's the reality. People can believe what they want, but everyone knows that deep down, Olise binned us off, and the club briefed it as the finances of the deal being beyond their reach. You can believe what you want, but we know how this game works. The club aren't going to say they got rejected. They're going to put out that the finances were beyond reach, and that's that at the end of the day. But yeah. Anyway, Chukwuemeka, I'd be really disappointed if he ends up leaving. But it seemingly looks like there's not very much we can do about this deal, about this right now. There isn't much we can do about it right now. That's the problem. Bro, if we were never paying his wages, why were we negotiating for weeks and weeks? You would find out straight away what his wage demands were. You'd find out the finances of the deal. That's one of the first things. You don't negotiate for 4 weeks. For over a month, we were working on this Olise deal, just gone. And you're telling me we're never paying the wages. If we were never paying the wages, why did we waste over a month negotiating and trying to sign him if we were never going to pay the wages? Come on, brother, let's wake up here. I think what you'll find is happening is that Enzo gave his assessment of the squad when recruited by the board and said that where we are short and where we need improving. He clearly doesn't fancy, maybe not. But why is he not going to start next season? Why would he not be a valuable player? We've got so many games. Next season. Chukwuemeka would absolutely play a role next season. There's no doubt about that in my mind whatsoever, people. No doubt about it in my mind whatsoever. He would 100% be playing a role next season. So yeah, I'm confused as well. Bro, Cherky's going PSG. That's not happening. At least they're not good to be having a meltdown over. No, look, I'm not having a meltdown over it. I was pissed off we didn't sign him. Absolutely. But I'm just trying to say that, it's just not true that we were never going to pay his wages. And it just wasn't true. Because if we were never going to pay his wages, why were we negotiating for months anyway then? It doesn't make any sense. The quote from our fans after missing out on Olise as a Harris. Yeah, we take the L. We take the L. Somerville or Church have done that. I don't care if we pulled out of it or Olise rejected us, but a 225 is too much. I don't think it is too much. If you want top players, you have to pay the money, and someone else will. And Bayern went and paid that money. We are now Opportunity FC. Winning is not needed. We are buying players like bargain bin shopping. No, fair enough. I hear it. Look, we are Opportunity FC right now. It looks like we are doing a lot of business in the market to kind of take advantage of potential opportunities. That's what we're doing right now. That is what we're doing right now. We are Opportunity FC because Bayern came in much later, but Bayern didn't come in later. Bayern got permission when the news broke that Chelsea had been given permission by Palace to speak to Olise's reps. Newcastle and Bayern were also given permission to speak to his reps. So this idea that Bayern appeared out of nowhere is not true. Bayern were there the whole time. Bayern got permission to speak to Olise's reps at the same time as we did. So this idea that people think Bayern appeared out of nowhere is just not true. What else is coming in, guys? And end of the day, why does it matter what the players are paid? That's what I'm trying to ascertain here. Why does it matter what they're paid? Because it doesn't matter. So yeah, disappointing, guys. I am absolutely disappointed with what's going on right now. It just feels a bit underwhelming. There's a long way to go in the window, by the way. So these thoughts can these thoughts can change. Of course they can. But right now, on surface value, I'm looking at it and I'm just thinking this is a bit underwhelming. No, I don't think he should earn more than Cole Palmer. But that doesn't mean that Olise shouldn't be signed. That means that Cole Palmer should be paid more. It doesn't mean that Olise should be paid less. I'm not saying that Cole Palmer's wage should be more now. Of course it should be. But it's not about whether Olise should earn more than Palmer. For what it's worth, I think 200k a week for Olise is absolutely worth it. Cole Palmer should be on a similar level of wage for his performances and how good a player he is. So it's not about, do I think Olise should earn more than Palmer? Palmer should be earning more money, full stop. But I don't want to get dragged into a discussion about Olise. Yeah, I mean, to us, bro, I think I know more about the deal than he does. But yeah, I'm obviously, just saying the news, what is out there. But yeah, no, but look, this is the whole point. There's the incentivized contract. So when we do well, the wages will go up. That's the reality. The wages will go up. But then there's also this thing, so what we're saying is, right, with Cole Palmer in his current deal, does that mean that any player we sign shouldn't earn more than Cole Palmer, therefore we shouldn't sign them? I'm a bit confused about this. I think he has, 3 seasons in the Premier League. He got 16 GNA and 19 appearances last season. He's one of the best wingers in Europe. He's got really good potential, and there's people out here telling me that he's not worth the money. He would have been worth that money for sure. That's just my opinion. If you guys think differently, that's cool. I've got no problem with it. If you think differently, but Olise was absolutely worth that money. Chelsea wouldn't have been pursuing him so hard and putting out the briefs that they were putting out if we didn't want him. You don't negotiate for months and then suddenly find out, oh, the demands weren't what we were expecting. We're dipping out of this deal. It doesn't work like that. It absolutely does not work like that. But look, I would be pissed if Chukwuemeka left. I'm not gonna lie about it. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, that's a good idea for that to happen, because it's absolutely not. So yeah, it's a problem. It is a problem. I'm not happy about it. I just feel people at Chelsea don't really know what they're doing. It just seems to be a confused scattergun-like approach. Because right now, let's talk about it. What if Chukwuemeka goes, right? What was the point of signing him? Someone please tell me, because you're not going to get more than 20 for him from an Italian club. You're really not. So it's the option to buy. You'd like to think if this does go through, that the option to buy will be obviously more than what we bought him for. You surely think so, or certainly not any less. By the way, but yeah, I mean, look, even Chukwuemeka last season scored against Leicester. He's a really good player. And I get it, not everyone's going to make it at Chelsea, but if you're investing these money in youngsters and then you're just going to bin them off after a year or two, what does that say about your strategy and your project? What does that mean? We're just stockpiling players and we're just going to bin them off and hope they're going to make a profit? How are they going to make a profit when they're not playing? But But yeah, I just think we have to accept, guys, that a lot of players we're going to sign, there's not really any plans for them to play, and it's literally an extreme level of player trading right now. That to me seems what the plan is, an extreme level of player trading, because that's what we're doing right now. We're basically playing top trumps on fucking steroids. It is what it seems like. Guys, 126 in the building, only 85 likes. Come on, guys. We've got 15 more likes to hit that 100 like mark, which is what we're looking for. So smash that thumbs up button, guys, and keep subscribing to the channel as well. But please smash the like button, guys. We're almost at 100 likes, so please do that. It's free and it takes seconds to do, and I would be really, really grateful if you did so. So please do that. Get it done, people. Get it done. Should be light work, guys. There's plenty of people in here. There's definitely 13 people who haven't liked the video. So please do like it, guys. I'd be very appreciative. Imagine Hazard, 2012 Hazard wage demand was too high and we decided to sign brilliant winger with EPL experience, Tarabt. I mean, maybe. Watch them sell Palmer next summer for 80 to 100 million if it's a good season. I hope not, brother. I hope not. But I can see why you're saying it. Yeah, we do. But we're trying to do too much at once. This is my point. We should be focusing on the first team that's been dog shit for 2 years. Then think about the future, your multi-club model. Why are we spinning 3 plates at once? Why are we not focusing on what's really important right now? And that is improving the level of the first team. That is what we need to do right now, improve the level of the first team. So, my issue is, are any of the signings we've made, are they improving the first team so far? Does Dewsbury-Hall improve the first 11? Arguable. Does Mark Guiu improve the first 11? No. Does Amari Kellyman improve the first 11? No. Who else have we signed? Does Ansel Mino improve the first 11? No. So what players, Tosin Adebayo, you could maybe argue that, does he improve the first 11? I think he'll play more than people think, but I don't think he improves the first 11 straight away. I don't think he's come in to be a starting centre-back. I could be wrong on that. So we look at the signings we've made so far. You look at the players that we're linked with. Obviously, Olise is gone now. But look at the players we're linked with. I'm thinking, which signings we've made so far, or which players that we've been linked with, actually improve the first 11? Bro, I don't think Tosin's going to start. For me, it would be Colwell and Wesley Fofana if they're fit. I think Tosin will play a lot more than people think, and he's a lot better than a lot of people think. But he's not an upgrade that makes the first team better, in my view. No, I'm not writing them off. I'm just saying which ones, on face value as it stands, which names that we've signed or which names that we're linked with actually improve the first team right now. Because I don't think there's that many that do, personally. And I could be wrong on that. But for me personally, I'm not seeing which ones are improving the first team right now. But that's just my thoughts at the end of the day. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. So yeah, I could absolutely be wrong. There's always a chance that I could be wrong, guys. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But I just hope that, I just hope that, the plan is not to play Palmer right wing, because Palmer is not a right winger. So I really hope that's not the plan, because that would be disappointing to say the least. It really would be quite disappointing if the plan was to play Palmer right wing. Guys, 5 more likes, 112 in the building. Let's get it done, people. Come on. Almost there now. Final 5 likes to 100 likes. That would be really, really appreciative, guys. So please do that. Mamadashvili, really good goalkeeper. I would definitely take him. Yeah, but Palmer was more of a known quantity than these guys. That's my point. people acting like Palmer was a surprise. We knew about Cole Palmer. Yes, the level he reached last season was a surprise, but this wasn't a bad player or a stab in the dark. This was a lot more of a known quantity. Palmer will 100% play right wing now. Well, it looks like it, because since the Olise stuff has gone dead, there's been no links to, because the problem is that Maresca uses the wingers as touchline wingers, old school chalk on the boots wingers. That's not what Palmer is. So I'd be concerned if he was planning to use Palmer as a right wing, because that was the role that he filled, obviously. So yeah, like wingers in Maresca's system are absolutely vital, but they're old school touchline wingers. That's the most important thing. That's the big thing, guys. So I don't see Palmer as a touchline winger. He's not that guy. He likes to drift in and whatnot. So it would be interesting to see what Maresca looks for in the wingers, but I can't imagine him switching it up. Look, I think there's been good signings. Enzo and Caicedo will be good. Yes, Cole Palmer. Yes, Malagusto. I think Petrovic has been a decent signing. Nkunku, if he's fit, I think will end up being a good signing. Chukwuemeka, I think, is a good signing, providing he stays fit. I think Madueke could be a good sign, but there's more hits than misses with these signings. Well, I think the plan is, according to reports, was for Cole Palmer and Nkunku to be the number 10s. And then it'll be Madueke plus someone else on the right, and Mudryk and Sterling on the left. So yeah, it will be interesting to see how the window develops over the course of the next sort of weeks and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But yeah, I'd be bitterly disappointed, guys, if we did lose out on Chukwuemeka. But it looks like, obviously, it depends if he goes 4-3-3 or he goes 4-2-3. If he goes 4-3-3, Cole Palmer will play as one of the number 8s. I think personally, he'll play as one of the 8s. Paez again I think is going to be a great. There's obviously nowhere known, but Paez and whatnot is in there. Obviously Esteban as well. Yeah, but I think that's the thing, bro. Like, this is what the transfer policy is built on: a bit of a shot in the dark on hoping that players become as good as what you think they're going to become. And there's no guarantees in life on any of that. So yeah, I would be a bit concerned. I'm not going to lie. I would be slightly concerned on that front for sure. Midfield will probably be Caicedo, Enzo, Dewsbury-Hall. Maybe it will be. And it'll be interesting when Dewsbury-Hall does come in, because I think we can all accept he will, what the plan's going to be. But bro, this is what I'm saying. This is my point here. Dewsbury-Hall, good player, not needed. It goes back to what I said at the top of the show. Believe in what you've already got. Why is the answer always to look elsewhere? That would be my thing. Why is the answer to always look elsewhere? Because yeah, that does really confuse me. Really confuses me. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. We are absolutely going to have to wait and see. But yeah, Dewsbury-Hall deal coming closer. Chukwuemeka to AC Milan. Rumours are hotting up. It is admittedly only coming out of Italy right now. So yeah, we're gonna see on that one, but it's only coming out of Italy. Nothing credible from any of the big dogs right now. But yeah, we are going to see people. We are absolutely going to see on that one. So yeah, there's not really too much more to add at the moment. What are people saying in the chat right now? If they think we're getting top four of Jackson and some 18-year-old kid, yeah, no, it's not happening. Yep, set piece coach is coming, absolutely. Everything you have said is valid, but if Enzo wants KDH to make his system tick, then let's do it. Yeah, sure. And this is one thing that I would say is that if this is the guy that they believe in, right, then you back him and give him what he wants. I think it's clear that Pochettino wasn't the guy they believed in, despite what they said. You can tell by contract length and the fact they weren't prepared to give him any say. They've obviously given Maresca this 5-year deal. They're getting behind him. So in that sense, I understand it and I appreciate that sort of a deal. So yeah, this is where we are right now, guys. This is where we are. Anselmino, I know that deal is very close, pretty much done. Chelsea are just waiting for the last bits now. Let's get a quick Fabrizio tweet on Dewsbury-Hall. Let's bring this up briefly before we round out, guys. Enzo Maresca has approved the decision to proceed with Dewsbury-Hall for Chelsea. Well, of course he has. Already yesterday night, Chelsea manager spent good words for KDH as ideal option for the midfield. Negotiation ongoing between Chelsea and Leicester. Deal depends on the clubs. Fair. So, yeah, obviously Maresca's green-lighted it. We're going to wait and see what happens, guys. We are absolutely going to wait and see what happens. Yeah, bro, I didn't think we would, to be honest. I really didn't think we would. Obviously, Dewsbury-Hall was the obvious one that we would have gone for. But I agree, bro. I couldn't see us going for one. But, you know, always expect the unexpected with Chelsea. That is what we can say. There are no guarantees, but there are calculators that measures risk, and then there is just stonewall gambling. I feel like we don't need as many incomings. No, we don't need as many incomings. We actually don't. The squad is not as far away as what people think. So, yeah, look, I actually don't mind the Dewsbury-Hall signing. But as I was saying, it just does it make sense? Would be my main thing on that one. Is it making sense, guys? But yeah, any questions from anyone in the chat before I round this one out? Which midfielder in our team has the progressive carry numbers? No, and Gallagher would be our most similar midfield player in terms of output and goal scoring or whatever. So yeah, I mean, look, he definitely adds a creative spark from midfield, a goal scoring touch from midfield that we don't really have. So yeah. Cucurella is very good. I absolutely rate him. Rate Jackson as well. Chilwell, I feel like this season's kind of last chance saloon for him. He really needs to stay fit and prove his worth. Otherwise, he's done. What names right wingers we're looking at? There's not really been much. There's not been much. You know, Somerville's been mentioned in the past, but yeah, there isn't really anything. There isn't really anything. Anything really winger-wise. There's Ademola Lookman as a potential. So let's wait and see on that. Let's wait and see on that. So yeah, that's where we are. That is exactly where we are at this point in time, people. Don't think there's anything else to go through, guys. So, any Lookman news? No. Just that we've looked at him and we're like, well, look, I think we've looked at him. There's admirers from within Chelsea of Lookman, but nothing more than that right now. I think the plan is to, but I think it's going to be dependent on someone going. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. Hope we're not giving Cassidy and Fofana. No, Cassidy, I think, will be part of the deal. Dewsbury-Hall is a lot better than Cassidy. And Datro Fofana, I haven't got any issues with him going. Who are we willing to get rid of then to bring in more incomings? Well, obviously, we've got Lukaku to go, Kepa to go, Broja to leave, Chalobah and Gallagher, they ideally like to get rid of. So there are players to go. It's going to be difficult keeping all the players happy. Minutes for all the new boys will be few and far between. Yeah, and this is what the balancing act that the club and Maresca need to get right. You know, they're planning for 65, 70, 75 game season next year. Obviously, with the Club World Cup next summer. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens, guys. Let's absolutely wait and see what happens on that front. No, Dewsbury-Hall has not been at Chelsea Academy. Dewsbury-Hall's a Leicester boy through and through. He's been at the club since he was 6 or 7. So no, Dewsbury-Hall absolutely has not been part of the Chelsea Academy in any way, shape or form. He has only been at Leicester. That's the only place that he's been. So yeah, no, Dewsbury-Hall has not been part of the Chelsea Academy, guys. If anyone was thinking that was the case, it certainly isn't. What is confusing me is that all these kids may have in their contract that they're guaranteed first team football. Yeah, they might do. I don't know what they're being told in the pitch, but yeah, that is absolutely true. I think more deals will happen after when Euros finish. Yeah, probably. So we're the only club who cares about the Club World Cup. No, it's revamped now. I brought up Kukurea, Jackson Chill because those are all positions that everyone wants us to strengthen. But we need more. We need another forward. We can't go in with just Jackson as the only forward and that 18-year-old kid. We need someone else. Kukurea is a good player. Chilwell, can be a good player, but needs to find that form. So, yeah, let's see what happens. But look, a new left back with someone who needs to leave, and I think both those left backs should stay. But if one was going to leave, it would regrettably be Chilwell. So yeah, that's kind of how I see that right now at the moment. But yeah, guys, I think that is pretty much it. Let me just check if there's any more news. Probably within 5 minutes of ending the stream, we probably would have agreed the Dewsbury-Hall deal. That's kind of where we're at right now. But yeah, let's see what happens. But guys, big up to everyone for tuning in. It's been greatly appreciated. Please do. Jonathan David news, none. Nothing to update on Jonathan David. So yeah, guys, please smash the like button. Let's get it up over 110 likes. We're on 107 now. So please smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Do another 3 subscribers on the way out. That would be greatly appreciated. So smash those likes. Subscribe to the channel, guys. I will catch you lot tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. It could be, are we going to get a left back? Maybe we're going to get a left back. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Might be earlier tomorrow. I think it might be around midday-ish potentially, or certainly sometime in the morning. But yeah, guys, big yourselves up. Smash the like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're new around here. Dewsbury-Hall deal, I think, is going to be done very shortly. If not tonight, it will be done over the weekend. And yeah, let's see what happens with Chukwuemeka, and let's see what madness tomorrow's got in store for us. But yeah, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll catch you lot tomorrow. Up the Chelsea, and peace out.